Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets hidden within corporate filings. Today we're diving into VYNE Therapeutics Inc.'s latest report, a document that might just reveal some interesting moves in the pharmaceutical world. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our Discord community, linked in the description for more exclusive insights and discussions. This is a current report, like a special bulletin from the company. It is filed when something significant happens, usually outside of their regular financial reporting schedule. Think of it as a company's way of saying, hey, heads up, something important just occurred. On this particular occasion, it seems to be all about what happened at their recent shareholder meeting. The earliest event reported here is on the 12th of December 2025. This tells us the main action this report is covering happened on that specific date. We are looking at VYNE Therapeutics Incorporated. They are a company that operates in the healthcare or pharmaceutical space. And this report is about a gathering of their owners, the shareholders. A few tidbits about the company here are its incorporation details. They are incorporated in Delaware, which is a common place for companies to set up. The other numbers are their official identification codes for regulatory purposes. Not the most exciting part, but important for tracking, and their headquarters are located in Stewartsville, New Jersey. It is good to know where the decision making happens. If you ever needed to call them directly, here is their number, but for this report, we're more interested in what they say they did, not how to reach them. Now, this part tells us about the company's stock, the pieces of ownership that are traded publicly. They're registered on a major stock exchange, which means anyone can buy or sell shares of VYNE Therapeutics Incorporated. Specifically, their common stock, which is the usual type of stock, is traded on the Nasdaq Stock Market LLC under the ticker symbol VYNE. This is the symbol you'd use if you wanted to look up their stock price. This next bit is about whether they are considered an emerging growth company. This is a designation given to newer, smaller public companies that can sometimes get a little more flexibility with certain financial reporting rules. For VYNE Therapeutics Incorporated, they have not checked this box, meaning they are not operating under those specific provisions. This is the heart of this particular report. It's all about what happened at their annual meeting of shareholders, where the owners of the company get to vote on important matters. So on the 12th of December 2025, VYNE Therapeutics Incorporated held their 2025 annual meeting. This is where shareholders exercise their rights to influence the company's direction. To have a valid vote, a certain percentage of shares needs to be there, either physically or through someone voting on behalf of the owner, called a proxy. In this case, over 16 million shares, about 50.1% of the total outstanding shares were represented. That is a pretty good turnout, meaning the meeting had enough power to make decisions. The first big item was electing 2 people to serve on the company's board of directors. These directors are like the captains of the ship, guiding the company's strategy. They were elected to serve until 2028. Here are the votes for one of the nominees, Elizabeth Sandoval-Little. She got nearly 4 million votes in favour, more than 1.3 million votes withheld, and a significant chunk, over 11 million, were broken non. Votes broken non. Votes happen when the shareholder hasn't given their broker instructions on how to vote on a particular issue. The second nominee, Stephen Baster, had a very similar voting outcome. Almost 4 million votes for him, about 1.4 million withheld, and again over 11 million broken non-votes. Despite the substantial number of broken non-votes, both nominees were elected. This means they got enough for votes compared to withheld votes and any other relevant rules for director elections. It suggests the shareholders who did vote actively supported these candidates. Next up, proposal number 2 was about approving who audits the company's books. The audit committee of the board chose Baker Tilly US Incorporated, and the shareholders had to ratify or formally agree with this choice for the fiscal year ending the 31st of December 2024. This is a crucial step to ensure the company's financial statements are accurate and reliable, and the shareholders overwhelmingly approved this. Over 15 million votes were cast in favour of keeping Baker Tilly US Incorporated as their auditors. Only about 766,000 voted against it, with around 617,000 abstaining. This shows strong confidence in the chosen auditors. The third proposal, often called a say-on-pay vote, was an advisory vote on the compensation given to the company's top executives. This is a non-binding vote, meaning the board doesn't have to follow it, but it is a strong signal from the shareholders about whether they think the executives are being paid fairly for their performance. Here's where it gets interesting for this proposal. While over 4.5 million votes were in favour of the executive compensation, there were also significant against votes, around 680,000, and a large number of broken non-votes, again totalling over 11 million. Although the final result states the company's stockholders approved the compensation of the company's named executive officers, the split in votes and the high number of broken non votes might indicate some shareholder concern or perhaps a lack of participation from some shareholders on this specific issue. It is not a resounding yes, and shows a notable portion of shareholders expressed dissent. And this section is just the formal part where the company signs off on the report, confirming that they are submitting this information as required by law. This is signed by Mutya Harsh, the Chief Legal Officer and General Counsel for VYNE Therapeutics Incorporated, on the 12th of December 2025, certifying the accuracy of the report. So, what does all this mean for VYNE Therapeutics Incorporated? This filing is primarily about the outcomes of their annual shareholder meeting. The election of directors passed with overwhelming support, which is generally a positive sign of confidence in the existing leadership structure. The ratification of their auditors also shows strong consensus, indicating shareholders are comfortable with the accounting oversight. However, the advisory vote on executive compensation, while ultimately passing, had a more mixed result. The significant number of against votes and broken non-votes suggests that not all shareholders are completely satisfied with how the top brass is being compensated. This could be an area the company's board will want to address going forward, perhaps by re-evaluating compensation structures or improving communication with shareholders about executive pay. In the broader context of a pharmaceutical company, these shareholder meeting outcomes are important for stability and governance. Strong board leadership and clear financial oversight are foundational for pursuing research, development, and market strategies. While this report doesn't contain new financial performance data, it signals that the governance aspects are moving along, albeit with a slight caution flag on executive pay from some shareholders. Overall, the company appears to be on stable governance ground, but it is worth keeping an eye on how they respond to the sentiment around executive compensation. Alright, that is our breakdown of VYNE Therapeutics Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on these shareholder votes and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.